Hello, happy birthday, Jack Powers. Happy, although his birthday's in September, but happy anniversary, Stone Soup. Happy 53rd birthday,
Birthday,
everyone.
Stone Soup.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Stone Soup. Happy birthday, Stone Soup.
Happy
Enough of that.
birthday, Stone.
Soup and many more.
Thank you guys. Hopefully we'll be celebrating the release of Stone's Throw tonight, the Aim for the Thoughts and Prayers zine. I'm about to send out the issue after this reading to everyone to give their approval. If it doesn't go out tonight, it'll certainly go out by tomorrow morning. So I'm looking forward to that, or tomorrow afternoon, it's probably a better release time. But thank you guys for all your support, especially these last 4 years as we've changed and gone remote. We've lost some people, but we've gained others, and that's usually the nature of poetry readings. But I'm glad the friends I've met on here, the poetic colleagues have stuck with us in this form. We might go at least hybrid again if we can find a place for us, and we need to figure that out sooner rather than later. I'm hoping to do a celebration for Bill Barnum's life in August, but and that might be the first time we come back again to see each other. But for now, I'm content to keep doing it this way. For a multitude of reasons, but it's great to have you here. And hopefully, best wishes to James Van Looy and Jan Rowe, who are in Philadelphia today for this whole week and are not able to join us, but hopefully we'll get some more Stone Supers, old, new and old, joining us for the next couple of weeks, as next week we feature Mark Lipman, who's actually an East Coast native. He's actually spending time in Boston and couldn't feature today like I wanted him to. He would have been a perfect May Day choice. That's right, I'm gonna put the poet to work on May Day. Jack would have liked that, but he was not able to do it, so he's featuring next week on the 8th and then on the 15th. Also couldn't join us because he's en route back to Connecticut by truck. Cesar Chagra will be featuring then, and then we have Elizabeth Duran, a longtime friend of Jack's, and one of the forces behind keeping the Grolier Poetry Bookstore open. It'll be great to have them all, and we'll be announcing a fourth feature for the month of May, hopefully by Friday. So thank you guys very much, and we're gonna get started on the open mic. The Ramdinator 5000 has chosen one of our returning voices, also on the West Coast. Let's welcome up Jackie Chow. Or at least I think she's on the West Coast.
Yes,
Are you?
I'm on the West Coast.
That's what I
Yes,
thought.
near LA.
There you go.
Okay.
We love it.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna read two poems. The first one is a poem inspired by a book. It's called To Holden Caulfield, Pondering His Options in Life. Go home. Leave the sleazy lights of the city and do your homework. Forget the rye fields. The children on the cliffs will be chaperoned by their parents. And the ones who do fall will more likely be missed than being caught. For every hero offering his arms, there will be a crowd standing around watching, doing nothing. Knowing you would not like the phoniness of it all. Okay, that's one. Okay, let me see. My second poem, I'm gonna read something. I'm sorry, I thought I had it open. Okay, I'm gonna read a haibun. I think that will be easier. It's called Old Jokes. I get my inspirations from things people say that they don't remember. like a joke from a friend in geometry class over 3 decades ago. Childhood basement, a wood-eyed puppet says, would I, would I? Or a former crush on the phone, back in the days when we used rotary phones. Instead of hello, mom answers the phone her Chinese way. Sometimes I come up with jests of my own. The mermaid weighs herself because she has scales. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. That first poem could have been even a minimalist one. To Holden Caulfield, go home. Just go home. But I did Bartleby the Scrivener at Bridge, and it just said "fuck off, boss." But yeah, let's someone got it. Some Melville readers got that. Okay, so let us move on now to our next open micer. Let's give it up for Mr. Richard Spizak.
Thank you, my friends. I've got a couple little pieces for your amusement. I hope you enjoy them. The first one is a bit timely. This is called Trump's Attorneys Request a Delay. Trump's attorneys request a delay. After all, the start of baseball season is just a few days away. The trial, of course, must in fact be delayed. The trout spring nesting runs could occur any day. The trial session surely must be put on hold. The Parisian spring fashion shows were in fact overly bold. The Trump cases, in fact, must all be put on hold. The glacier retreat has been revolting and revealing, or so I'm told. Again, they call for a delay of the trial. It seems Mr. Trump remains as yet still in denial. All the trials, it seems, must be delayed. The Andromeda Galaxy is on a path to waylay our dear favorite and most beloved Milky Way. Again, a galaxy which is no fantasy, no fake news, simply science whose violence we must endure, and shut the door on an overrushed trial. Again, a delay would be just in time. No greater rush should be in play. A Trumpian trial must be placed on hold. His attorney, Giuliani, is getting old. Far better we delay the trial, and the bread that attorney Hava baked and smiled is now growing mold, burnt black from the fire, so I'm told. A speedy trial is not necessary until, and in fact, all witnesses are buried in some mysterious attack. Okay, next up, this is, more and more people are requesting a support animal. So I want to share this story about my support animal. This is called my support Stegosaurus. I need my support Stegosaurus. Politico informed us the plates on his back protect us all from attack. The spikes on his tail protect without fail. His cranium thinneth and is useful getting inneth under doorways into meetings we would otherwise be too easily seeneth. But the thing I can contest, and surely you cannot distend old Steggy is leggy, and the plates on his spine will gentle your mind with all their glimmer and shimmer and shine, like a goblet of claret or some other such wine, easing all lethargy and administering each misery mine. My support Stegosaurus. And last but not least, this is, many of you, I'm sure, are of the era where we protested this war and then that war and then the other war, and then the war after that. So this is called In Solidarity with the Colombian student protesters. Not in our name, to blame, flaming, obscure the name. Here in Austin on the campus, cops on horseback harass us. And what is the cost? Here in New York, at the inflation encampment, the anti-Vietnam protest, anti-Contra protest, anti-apartheid protest, anti-genocide, well, isn't about time. Here in Gaza or on the plaza, in Rafah, or even too long ever after, here in peace camps with the dank rags and peace flags, in the Boston Gaza rally where protesters gathered to defend humanity, massive arrests were made to delay justice. And hey, Anti-Semitism is not divestment, is not hate. This is a cry. Anti-Semitism is not a peace camp. Teach-ins are not bloody. They will not harm your buddy. They do not hate. They will wait and call for justice and raise the sign among us. Anti-Semitism is not opposing genocide. Those who claim this, they say only to obscure and hide. In peace camps, Jewish peace activists are not anti-Semitic. Don't be frenetic or apoplectic. Let's please be kinetic. In peace camps, Arab peace activists are not anti-Semitic nor frenetic, and brotherhood and humanity is mimetic. Opposing Zionist apartheid is not anti-Semitic. To stay polemic, it's not para-prophetic. Opposing genocide in Palestine is not anti-Semitic. Genocide is not molecular nor prophetic. So thank you, my friends. I hope that was a little amusing. Thanks again.
Yeah, Richard. Up next, previous Stone Soup poet feature for National Poetry Month. I grabbed her book and I can't wait to go through it one of these weekends when I have some time, as my girlfriend and I celebrate our birthdays. Let's welcome up Marianne Honaker.
Oh, get this little closer to me so I can see what I'm reading. This first poem is called Curtains. A yellow butterfly flutters over buttercups. A white spider tiptoes the rocky walkway. I've nothing left to give. I'm eyes seeing without thoughts attached to them. Two male cardinals wing beat the air, startle the yard as one female watches. I am night's darling. Curtains, curtains. The dark empty space inside my head. The tiny spider circumnavigates the wicker table. Does it know it's walking in circles? I circle. I mourn my body, want to lay flowers on top of myself and ring the final bells. Dandelions have turned all at once to white tufts. There's no breeze to relieve them of seed. The sun doesn't reach me. Curtains, curtains. I stay cold under a shadow. Blackbirds walk in unison across the lawn like a forensic team searching for evidence. They're very thorough. Thoroughly empty, but by chance, not practice. I don't know if that counts on the road to enlightenment. Deer disappear, and what's left of the forest. I think I had a thought, but a wasp scared it off. I think I had a wasp, not the thought of a wasp. Deer are ruthless to flowers, beheading each one. Under the waning crescent, they eat beauty. Weariness overtakes me like a breaking tsunami, sweeps me out to sleep sea. Curtains, curtains. And this next one is called Clover. I'm the smallest type of seed, not one that could grow into a tree. A clover, that flower stripped of its essence, called a weed. I don't know how I didn't grasp the dynamics of that night. I'd whittled away my femininity to hard shards of bone. My clover grows unwanted in the uniform grass of the lawn. I feed the bees. The mower beheads me without remorse. I spoke boy talk, thought boy thoughts, dismissed my gender. I should have done better by you. I fed you to the machine's maw. If a man sprays his lawn for weeds, he will spray my clover. I am meaningless to him. I have no use. I am a disturbance. I should have spoken up, said that's enough, redressed you, called my mother. But this is in the hindsight of full womanhood. Clover grows on the edges of the lawn. I am exiled to where the mower cannot reach. Children pluck me. Once the night happens, it cuts away the stem and root from the bloom of mind. It haunts, a malevolent ghost. Little flower is small, ashamed petals and no particular scent. I am not one that lovers gift to each other. I know, sister, I know. The violence of men eventually snapped me in two, a seeping stem. Only my roots remain. This last one is called I Swallowed the Chaos. Chaos is spherical and black as the pupil of an eye. It floats everywhere in the air, a dark snow, and is within objects to it, swirling across tabletops like storms on a distant planet. I started eating the chaos just to clear the air. It burned when it went down, but after I'd eaten enough of it, I felt buoyant. I jumped up, hoping to float, but fell back to the ground anyway. The possibility of flight excited me, so I ate more chaos, swiping it off walls and putting it in my mouth. Sometimes chaos wiggled on my tongue like a live thing. Those were hard to swallow, but I fought the urge to spit them out. New thoughts swirled within me. Whenever I was alone, I'd consume more chaos. I began to realize other people didn't see it, things that didn't fit or make sense, the things that were arbitrary or unfair. Because of this, I wasn't a popular child. I refused peer pressure. I saw everything but the importance of getting along with others. I'm a woman now, and the chaos inside me has divided like cells, grew and multiplied. Dark storms spin across my eyes. Little hurricanes of doubt scatter my thoughts. I still eat chaos. I know most of you can't see it, but it is everywhere, telling us change is possible. That's all.
Yay. Thank you so much. I am looking over the list, and the Randonator has chosen, against my better judgment, Bill Lewis to follow all of you. Bill, you're up, sir. Okay, you're either pretending to be muted or,
Thank
There you
you.
go.
Am I unmuted now?
yeah, you are.
Well, you are better than I was going to insult you but now I have to be impressed. You are a great and noble individual, Mr. Chadford. Without you, where would we be anyway? So, Randomator 5000 is a stupid machine, and somebody else should have gone first. And if you want to replace me, well, it's too damn bad because I've already started talking. But other than that detail, what can I do today to build a better tomorrow? I am an obsessive little bastard. It's always me, me, me. What do I want? I'm an old fart. I can relax and retire, go to Club Med, see the pyramids, get higher. The future doesn't need me. I should be spending money, not making it. I am stealing from the purses of younger teachers who could use it more than I. I charge higher prices, so I won't compete with them. Thus, I only get the best students. My students love me. They need me. I need them. They are the better future I say I want to build. It is so good for my soul when at the closing of class, they say those magic words that give my heart a thrill. Thank you for the excellent method. Thank you for the excellent lesson, Mr. Lewis. I'm having fun. I love teaching students. Life is wonderful. Boy, even from Idaho, from nowhere, I am now part of the world. This is so cool. I love the feel of pen on paper, the way the ink just flows, the script I produce, the letters trying so hard to be consistent and lovely in prose. It's art, right? The struggle to create beauty from form while creating beauty of thought. There's nothing better than a pen and a piece of paper. Well, those are my thoughts for the moment. We're doing, yay.
Yay. Up next, we welcome Mr. Ken Johnson.
Well, you asked for it. I call this the one about the mirrors, written on April 24th. You have a mirror. but you do not know that your mirror is broken. You see yourself in that mirror. This is good because you are in that mirror. Your mirror is working. You do not even need to recharge its batteries. But all mirrors were once a mirror, and that mirror was broken. You see yourself in that mirror. This is good because you are in that mirror. Your mirror is working. You do not even need to recharge its batteries. But you do not know that your mirror is broken. Your neighbor has a mirror. Your friend has a mirror. Your enemy has a mirror. And all mirrors were once a mirror, but that mirror was broken. They see themselves in their mirrors. This is good because they are in those mirrors. Their mirrors are working. They do not even need to recharge their batteries. But what if they showed up in your mirror? Some of the people may be a he in your mirror. Some of the people may be a she in your mirror. Some of the people may be a they in your mirror. Some of the people in your mirror, they might be them. How does that make you feel? That mirror did not break itself. That mirror was broken by us. Your mirror is a shard. Your mirror is a shard broken off by your hand. And why? Because we are all souls of solitude. Because we like to see ourselves in our mirror. Although we do not speak, we are our own best friend. And so we snapped off our shard by our own hand because he and she do not look like us, because they do not act like us, because they do not believe the same like you and me, because they are them. Yet, let us put back our shard of the mirror, like a great jigsaw puzzle of broken glass. Let us all replace our shards back in that great old broken mirror. Be careful you don't cut your finger. Oh. It's a very scary thing to put yourself back with them in that mirror. You might be next to him or her. They might be next to you, and you do not want to be next to them. But what do they think? How do you know? Should we ask them? Now that really is the most scary of all the scary things, because what if they say yes? Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. And now going down to John catalog, we're going to go from Ken Johnson to John Wesick.
Thank you, Chad. Well, they had this poem of the day thing from Gnashing Teeth, and I kept sending poems in, and by the time I figured that I had no chance whatsoever, they took one of them. So this is called Orchards of Utters. Dripped on the blanket while air rustled tamarind trees. Chekhov drank a Thai iced tea and plummeted out of this poem. A flock of circles twittered in the hacksaw bushes, rasping songs from lavender throats. The birds feasted on hullberries, stale bread cruxes, and old coffee filters. The flummox jammed his body against the plow. By midnight, Kurtz reached Botswana, where King Leopold of Belgium quaked in fear against the African sun's sour light. Native rebellions spilled flesh over Victoria Falls after hacking illusions with dream blades. The New York Times offered 25 rusted words on page 3.
Very nice. When did you get published? What day was that? I didn't know.
I think it was the 26th.
Oh, congratulations to you. That's
Yeah,
a tough,
thanks.
that was a tough one. I sent in a whole bunch. I swear it's like a gladiatorial match.
Yeah, I don't know. I did like 20 or so, something like that. And like the end of us saying, oh, I'm never going to get anything of this. But, they chose it. So, well.
You are proof that dreams do come true, sir. And let me congratulate you one last time before segueing to our musical interlude with Mr. Ethan Mackler.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ethan. And now, okay, can you win? Put on the hat. Our usual closer of the round robin is not here tonight, so I have to take his place. Now, just making sure, this is the Conics Collective Anthology, which came out. A lot of people are in this. Megan Sood, Patricia Kerrigan, David Bentley, I believe, many, many more. And this was put out by an independent whose name I only know as Pendrag the poet. And she asked a bunch of people from her Twitter and elsewhere online to submit, and this is actually a pretty quickly put together anthology given the time. My only regret is that I said I had two poems in this, but I actually only have one. I don't know what happened, but I'll read the poem that's in there. It's an old Stone Soup Crouton poem called State of Disunion. Too many people caught in hue of annoying orange. People want lottery, winner gets meal, the rest of us get rocks. There's no way Trinity will look safe this lifetime. Corporations feign tightening belt when part of infinity lost. Numb to own genocide, we watch Hiroshima to jazz. Companies left with no one left to fire, downsize themselves. Devil is a liar, and we like the lies, sit and poison, build wall. Survivors scrutinize. Why do they wish they died first time? Teach to not fear new world, plague, pit of spikes, gator bites. New normal will be accepted when old world is forgotten. If our serpent world eats own tail, hey, it's still food. Now, it could be
Chad, you have to sing a song.
Could be like James Van Loy and start singing angels and animals, but he'll beat me up. If he hears about it, he'll beat me up. No, he probably won't, but I don't want to dissuade him from ever doing it. So now we're going to start back at the beginning, and we'll go to the person who kicked it all off the first hour. Though technically, I think we are in the still first hour, but fuck it, early night, not a whole lot of work. Hey, that's my Mayday gift to me. Jack would want it that way. Let's go welcome up Mr. Richard Spezak.
A random phrase from any song I think of, or something else specific? Hey, Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand? Going out to shoot my old lady. Caught her messing around with another man.
That's what you got for us?
This is
No
James.
problem. Hey, I'll deal with it. I'll accept that. I personally like the polka version Weird Al Yankovic did. You've never lived until you've heard Jimi Hendrix as interpreted by accordion.
Have you heard Green Haze by Elvis Hitler?
I think you sent me a link to that once.
That probably
is.
is. Yeah, I probably have.
Send it to me again just to make sure.
Yeah, it's a Purple Haze tune with the theme song from Green Acres.
Oh my God, please send me that again. If I forgot it, I won't, if I forget it again, I won't forgive myself. I do love the mashups though. My favorite one is All Star by Smash Mouth mixed with Imagine by John Lennon. Called Imagine All Stars. But enough of our favorite newer songs mashup. We're gonna go now to the next person on the open mic, and that is Jackie Chow, who I mistakenly labeled as number 2, but I put Richard up in front. Yeah, I hope she'll forgive me.
Oh, no, I thought that you had randomized it again. That was
Well, I try to
why,
keep it. I don't want to overdo the
okay.
randomator. You know, like
Okay,
I screwed up. I fucked up. Okay, you're up now.
okay, so do I read one poem or 2 poems?
You could probably read 5 poems, given how I screwed up. So you can read a couple. That's not a problem.
Okay, I'll read a free verse and then maybe I'll read some limericks. Okay, this poem is called A Few Screws Loose. He left me for a bright future. the kind you'd find on kids' t-shirts, striped or solid colored, the ketchup stains removed, with extra strength tied. They're his children, the sense of the word I know from autocorrect. Whenever I type chicken, either rotisserie or fried, chicken for one. She's his wife beyond a crush or even a lover. Somebody with subtle pink lips and all her screws in place. Okay, let me go to my limericks. All right. So I got a limerick accepted for publication in a magazine called Five Fleas. And here it is. There's this cat who's sort of bold. He demands to be treated like gold, forgetting the days he was a stray in the backyard where he'd stay. Now he's used to all his meals, bold. And then there are a lot of poems. Yeah, earlier you were talking about Gnashing Teeth Publishing. I tried submitting last year, not limericks, but then poems, free verse poems every day, and they never picked any. So I kind of gave up this year. But anyway, back to the limericks. Here are the ones that were not selected, but I'll read maybe two. In Barbie Land, there was a shortage of men. 5 lovely ladies to 1 Ken. All of him he would bunk until he became a Buddhist monk, turning his life from sin to Zen. Let's see. And then here's one about my failure to get poetry accepted. There was a call for love poetry. I thought it was up my alley, feeling quite dejected when all my poems got rejected. All 10 I wrote on a spree. That's all I'm gonna read today, I think.
Thank you, Jackie. Always a good reminder, Five Fleas, Itchy Poetry is always accepting short forms, almost any kind of poetry you want to send, be it a straightforward haiku or some Dada-esque piece that's
Yeah.
only 3 to 5 words. So
Yeah.
definitely check them out. The editor and publisher's name is Roberta Beach Jacobson, and I put links to this site before. It's a fun site. She publishes, I think, almost 3 times a week. She published me just yesterday, right before the end of National Poetry Month, which is was a nice touch. There's a lot of short form journals that have popped up in the last few months, in the last year actually. Dada Cuckoo is my favorite one, with Petro CK publishing the most nonsensical, barely a form kind of poetry. If you write more than 6 lines, you've written too much. And sometimes, yes, that does include the title. There's Cold Moon Journal, which is another journal put out by Roberta Beach Jacobson, which is more traditional haiku. Just a bunch of them. There is one called Odd Magazine, which I posted a while ago. Hopefully I'll have some more calls for submissions to announce when Thursday, tomorrow night comes around. Let's welcome up next, Marianne Honecker.
Hello again. I'll read 2. The first one's called Big Bang. I want to throw myself to the wind and let myself scatter. The Big Bang scatter the universe so far it has no edges. I want to have no edges. Are stars conscious? What does it feel like to burn all the time, exploding and exploding within, and the result is light? I fear my light is infinitesimal. I'm more like a black hole devouring brightness, then it's gone and I'm still hungry. People like to say we're made of stardust. We are all stars. Look at the light we throw and still have more glow. I'm not that kind of person. Am I a person at all? Is grass a single blade or the whole yard? Is it a community of grasses? Pluck just one piece, and what is it then? The yard is still there. Toss my stardust into the wind, and I will be everywhere and nowhere at once. The second one is called Cleft. The pine broke in the storm's gales, creating a jagged wound. 75% gone in an instant. I found myself stumbling over my own Converses on the way back from my daily walk. This was the beginning. The tree had one branch left. The rest of his body was sawn and carted away. Every day I visited the sea, its jumbled voice falling over itself, its ivory parallelogram shifting across its jade surface. Gradually, I lost strength. Sometimes after work, I'd sit on the couch in a silent room, thinking nothing. It was such a relief to have no words in my head. The breeze twisted this way and that, the sea shine rippled obediently behind. I dwindled inside a failing body. I cut my work hours. The power bill wasn't paid. I sat in the dark lighting candles. Once in sub-zero temperatures, I stumbled to the wharf anyway. The waves were frozen mid-surge. I am frozen mid-life. My mind stutters. My eyes lean toward closing. My heart refuses. My arms ache softly. I let them lay where they fall. It's just my traitorous body and me now. I don't walk where my legs burn. I pant and sweat. I sleep as soon as I come home, drenched and emptied in bed. I miss the purl of the waves lapping against the wharf, the ravenous gulls dropping mollusks on rocks. I miss pausing among the pines to hear their needles susurrate an imitation of silence. The pine in the backyard stretches out its final arm. It lives its quarter life. I wonder if wood carries memories, if it knows it was once more. Every organ of my body remembers being. Now that I'm less, the cleft remnant of me mourns. That's all.
So much, Mary. Up next, we bring you from Priest River, Idaho, weighing in at 120 pounds, Bill Lewis.
Yay! Oh God, okay, you caught me off. Well, I don't know what I'm doing. Wait a second. You don't know what it's like to be me. I don't know what it's like to be me. Am I on? I forgot yes, I'm taught. Why are you listening to me? You should be doing something more useful with your life. Tony Grisby slid his history book aside to read the Mad magazine hidden underneath. Anything other than studying and attention broke the rules, but he resented being stuck in a classroom after school just because Mrs. Endicott couldn't take a joke, missing 2 commas. Besides, this issue had a parody from The Man from U.N.C.L.E. with Napoleon Polo and Alien Nutcracker. The 2 agents had entered the secret entrance to the headquarters disguised as a dry cleaner when someone ripped the magazine out of Grisby's hand. How'd I do, John?
You have excellent taste in literature, sir.
I highly recommend this most excellent writing called The Asphalt Bungle. Yes. Oh, goodness gracious. I don't know. Why the war? So many years of planning. I remember the marches, the rallies, the chanting, the cheers. All around the world, people gathered. We were going to make Palestine free. Days to weeks to months and years would the revolution never appear? At last, the fighters sallied forth, slaughtering the enemy with no remorse. Glory now is Palestine's. Decades of abuse revenged. The evil of the Zionist state now is doomed to meet its fate. The final victory now in sight. The martyrs died for what is right. Without the foreign students so brave, these martyrs would be alive, but they'd be slaves. Oh,
Thank you, Bill. I bring up next, Mr. Ken Johnson.
Hello. Some people who have been coming to this for a while know that I lost my love of 30 years last summer. So I've been single, but this is another tome I wrote about my beloved Christine, called See You in the Spring. Once while gardening, she told me about bone meal. It's a fertilizer I use planting spring bulbs in the fall. I dibbled a hole, teaspoon some in, drop one in. She sang to all, see you in the spring. Planting on her row, she told me, when cremated, people's remains are not really ashes. The body all burns away, only the bones are left. They get ground down, kind of like in the store with the fresh coffee beans. Then she went on, so long, see you in the spring, she said to each bulb. So long, see you in the spring. Then when she died, I thought, when it comes time with her ashes, that when the sexton has dug the hole next to her father in the cemetery, I will pour in some ashes, not her ashes, commercial bone meal, to fertilize the urn that held her, that once she'd lay the night of death's cruel winter, she may with him rise up again on Easter and return to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. And now we go back to, and goodbye to Richard Spizak, who had to leave. Glad we had his time. Let's go now back to Mr. John Wezick.
Okay. You know, every time I read a science story, it sounds a little bit like this. Oak Ridge scientists invent antimatter powered robot suit. Wayne Holsack is an unemployed construction worker who injured his back in a fall in late 2013. When you're rushing for a deadline, sometimes you forget proper ladder placement, Wayne said from his two-bedroom home on the east side of Burlington, Vermont. I joined him and his wife of 23 years, Dottie, on a cold November evening and sat on a plastic-covered couch in their overheated living room while Buddy, the Irish setter, curled in the corner. The religious embroideries Dottie does in her spare time decorated the walls, and a cornucopia of pretzels, potato chips, and Royal Crown Cola covered the coffee table. Don't know how we're going to get by now that I'm too hurt to work, Wayne said. We got some disability money and the little Dottie brings in from selling her embroidery, but the bills keep piling up. After learning of Wayne's plight, I traveled to the Oak Ridge National Laboratory and asked Dr. Gene Selfie if an antimatter-powered robot suit could help it make it easier for someone like Wayne to do construction work. Dr. Selfie said it might. When I returned to the Holsacks in early December, Wayne had enrolled in accounting classes at the local community college, and Dottie was studying for her real estate license. I described Dr. Selfie's project and asked if Wayne would be interested in returning to construction work in an antimatter-powered robot suit. That'd sure be great, he said. For now, that remains a dream. This is John Wesink reporting from Burlington, Vermont. And that's what just about every science story I read in the New York Times sounds like.
And that's without the AI. Thank you. So let's bring up before our musical interlude someone who can do a double shot for us today. His name is Jeff Taylor, multiple-time Stone Soup feature, open mic participant, Garage Poets frontman, and one of the hosts and organizers of the Controverse open mic and the Garage Poets open mic, which is, I think they've merged recently. I hope I can find out when the next Controverse is. Let's welcome up Mr. Jeff Taylor.
Thanks, Chad. So the next Controverse open mic is May 13th. Doors are at 6:30. We go 7 to 8 in Malden. It's 145 Pleasant Street at the Malden Public Access TV station. So we record it on the Monday nights, and then it's broadcast out to Comcast and Fios locally on Wednesdays and Fridays. So I'm going to read a poem by Jeffrey McDaniel. And this one's called The Jerk. Hey you, dragging the halo. How about a holiday in the islands of grief? Tongue is the word I wish to have with you. Your eyes are so blue they leak. Your legs are longer than a prisoner's last night on death row. I'm filthier than the coal miner's bathtub and nastier than the breath of Charles Bukowski. You're a dirty little windshield. I'm standing behind you on the subway, hard as calculus. My breath be sticking to your neck like graffiti. I'm sitting opposite you in the bar, waiting for you to uncross your boundaries. I want to rip off your logic and make passionate sense to you. I want to ride in the swing of your hips. My fingers will dig in you like quotation marks, blazing your limbs into parts of speech. But with me for a lover, you won't need catastrophes. What attracted me in the first place will ultimately make me resent you. I'll start telling you lies. My lies will sparkle, become the bad stars you chart your life by. I'll stare at the other women so blatantly you'll hear my eyes peeling, because sex with you is like Great Britain, cold, groggy, and a little uptight. Your bed is a big soft calculator where my problems multiply. Your brain is a garage I park my bullshit in for free. You're not really my new girlfriend, just another flop sequel of the first one, who is based on the true story of my mother. You're so ugly I forgot how to spell. I'll cheat on you like a 9th grade math test, break your heart just for the sound it makes. You're the this we need to put to an end. The more you apologize, the less I forgive you. So how about it? That was The Jerk by Jeffrey McDaniel.
Well, love it. You want to do one more, Jeff?
Yeah, I can do another one. I'll do another Jeffrey McDaniel one since I got that sitting here.
Okay.
Since
so
I'm currently I'm at a casino, I'll read this poem called Reno.
Oh, what are you at? Are you at Encore?
Yeah, I'm working right now.
Oh, that's where you
You can
work.
tell.
No.
Yeah.
Somebody works
I
at-
did not know that.
Someone's working at.
Well,
Oracle
let's have
right
you.
now.
All right. Let's get you started right now.
All right. All right, so this one is called Reno by Jeffrey McDaniel. You are the quirky little sister of Las Vegas that never finished high school, with your Kurt Cobain slot machine, where instead of apples and oranges, different brand of pharmaceuticals revolve in Kurt's head. A pair of Valiums doubles your bet, but 3 shotgun shells is the big payoff. Reno, your pawn shops are loaded with prosthetic limbs and wedding rings. One night, a lucky bastard cackled down your strip, chucking $25 chips over his collar, then dumped a whole 6,000 in the river just to watch the panhandlers plunge. When the moon's right, their femurs still glitter like rods of gold. I could stay here forever, whispering the details of the life I left behind to the blackjack dealer who flicks me my future one card at a time. The Jack and Ginger stack up like a glass chimney as the losers are hauled out on gurneys, howling for one last chance. Lady Luck whips out a hag wrench, prying my smile off one nerve ending at a time, and I wander the desert at dawn, like a general returning to his senses after bombing his own people, muttering, "My God, what have I done?" That was Reno by Jeffrey McDaniel.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Jeff.
you all. Yeah, thank you, Chad. Thank you, everybody.
Let's have
Yeah.
let's have Mr. Ethan Mackler give us a little musical interlude if he's still willing. Yes, there he is.
Thank you.
Time for me. Put on the James hat. Poor James. I actually have enjoyed this. I actually liked this hat all the way back in 2011. And bought it without even thinking about James Van Loy. But now every time James sees it on my head, he must he must feel like the character in Single White Female. But let's see what I have for one more closing poem from the Chronics Anthology. There we go. And let's do a musky holiday. This is a crouton poem written on the spur of the moment, usually on a Friday morning, just as I'm starting work. So this had definitely had Elon Musk in mind. Musky holiday. Post-pole coal will rain on all. The ever uphill winter walk, boasted by parents, is matched by radicals' strategy to knock on the elite's wall with own heads. Everyone gets a pony to shorten time between each impact. Planes overhead informs us bombing began 5 minutes ago. Sun turns away, not wanting to view world's own cleansing. All that is gold is not necessarily blood money, but it helps. Luck of the wealthy keeps you warm, hunger hidden, rats from own garbage spread among people. Narcissist social workers tired of asking starving baby how it feels, like watching cats run bases. Binary code dances pink elephant dance while you wait for guardian angel to join remote call. The pep talk, waiting masses. And we'll build up water overhead a la Flashstick. Oh, good Lord. Thank you guys very much. With that, and with the absence of James Van Loy, I had to be the closer tonight, unless anyone wants to do anyone wants to go for a third time or an encore. I don't see a
Happy
show.
birthday,
Oh, geez.
Stone Soup.
Happy birthday,
Stone Soup. Happy birthday, Stone Soup.
It's a quiet.
It's at the beginning, but I'm here to kill it.
Well, thank you guys very much for coming tonight. Next week, Mark Lipman, West Coast, New England born, but West Coast currently based publisher, editor. He's got books that are going to the moon. You know that you can't beat that credential. He's actually getting anthologies he's printed in his own book sent to the moon in a lunar project. So, how many people can boast of the moon on their boast about the moon on their CV? Not too many people. But I am excited for the next couple of weeks, and of course on the third week of May, which is the 22nd, we have Elizabeth Duran, who I'm excited to hear from. It's been a long time since she's featured with us. I think the last time she featured was actually on the birthday month of Jack Powers in September. So it's been a while, and she has been extremely busy with the Grolier bookstore and so many other things. So it'll be great to play catch up with her. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys as many times as you can make it for this month. Stay healthy, keep well, bet on black, Jeff, and we'll give you the goodbye wave. And let me know when you work. We might actually be down there later this May. Betting money I don't have, but of course, that's not what they do at casinos. But thank you guys very much. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy the rest of the week. Keep poetic. Congratulations to those who finished National Poetry Month with a National Poetry Month writing challenge. Whatever you wrote, I'm proud of you guys. We'll see you for the rest of May. Have a good night. Your show's over. See you next time.